Welcome everyone to Saturday Night Hype, and we have a great tag team matchup ahead of you. It is the Keanu Connection, Neo and John Wick against the Sons of Lavos, Crono and Magus. I am the Sentinel.
And I am JOSHAGEDDON. I'm excited for this tag team matchup, Sean. I love watching Keanu's connect.
Well, they are definitely going to try and penetrate their way to success here tonight, as there is a matrix to be warped and bullets to be pierced.
Although I will say that I kind of got on their nerves earlier because I briefly suggested they have a name change. I was like, what if you guys called yourselves Wicks with Dicks? They didn't like that. They didn't like that very much.
No, I mean, Black Cat was kind of intrigued at the idea, but she's busy preparing for Covenant on April 13th, which is going to take place on Sunday night, April 13th, where we will see Wonder Woman versus Black Cat. The winner will... Oh, good God! Oh, my God! That's... Holy jump scare, Batman!
I'm glad that I'm not wearing white pants.
As Crono just got... Yeah, me too. As John Wick just pulled over pile driver Crono, I was wondering why Neo came out to the ring alone and a low blow, and now we know, as John Wick assaulting Crono here in this bar area, right outside of gorilla position.
Just wow.
And where is Magus?
That startled me.
What happened to Magus?
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
As John Wick, he must have calculated this from the time Crono walked into the building. Oh, what is John Wick doing here?
Is he going to play darts with a human?
Not into the dartboard. This has got to be a bullseye.
Oh.
Dear God. And John Wick doesn't miss, but John Wick... Oh, now, not a silencer.
I guess you could say with that, he connected.
Yeah, well, John Wick, who is very pissed off that he was eliminated from the Exceeds Rumble back at Equinox, and now here he comes out into the ring, and look how proud he is. Look how proud he is of what he did. You know,
I don't know if he's more proud of beating the shit out of just doing what he just did to Crono, or more proud of scaring the shit out of the entire audience.
Well, and folks, we have our medical team there. Yeah, my heart's still racing after that. I was not ready for that at all.
That was a jump scare.
That was a jump scare and a half. As John Wick surprised us all, as we are now being told that our trainers are looking at Crono, but I don't think he's going to make it to this match. So I guess that means that Magus is going to have to face the Keanu Connection alone here tonight. And that is not an ideal situation in the slightest. As Magus, Crono and Magus have been having a rough go of it. The last time we saw them, they had an interesting match, but ultimately came up short to Brandon Ulrich and Nathan Von Schrader, the Forgotten Fighters. As these two could use these two could have used a win, but this one Magus is going to have a tall order stacked up against him. It's tall odds, but is there a chance that this Master of the Dark Matter can pull out with a win here tonight?
Well, he has to stop the Keanus from connecting, and no one... You know what happens when you try to get in between them when they're trying to connect?
Yeah,
bad things happen.
You get your face in an exploding pinball machine that makes every fan's pants wet. So, but to the credit of Magus, he is a guy who, in the game, a lot of people will fight the final boss with just Magus because he's that powerful. We saw him make it to the semifinals of the original King, or to the finals rather, of the original King of the Spring tournament won by Kratos. He has been a major player in major CIW angles for the past several years. A lot of respect towards Magus, and he is starting off hot here against Neo.
Yeah, he is, but honestly, like, again, that was such a shock to the system when that happened. I don't know if Magus is going to be able to recover from that, especially with how dangerous John Wick has been.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw how fast John Wick took care of Agent 47 at the WrestleBration. Bret Hart, Bret Hart dressed up in wrestling tights to barely officiate. It was that was what John Wick did. And now just chops. And you know, I love Keanu Reeves, but these two have really just irked me lately with the way that they have just disregarded the rules. We've seen a lot of one-on-one matches where the other guy in the corner, and now a sharpshooter from Magus.
Speaking of Bret Hart.
And yeah, speaking of going, this is what he wanted to give to you. As Magus and Bret Hart, both Canadians. As I bet a lot of people didn't know Magus was Canadian, but it is in fact...
I did not know that.
Yep, very true. From the mean streets of Saskatchewan, Magus, as a nice float over DDT there. And right now, Magus is making up for both guys here and really starting to keep things in control for what is left of the Sons of Lavos.
Well, no doubt he's pissed off right now.
Of course. Well, and here's the... Oh, whoa, what a clothesline.
What a clothesline.
And a cover here. Could be over here. Could Magus win the handicap match? Only two, but only after Neo kicked out. John Wick hit Neo in the robe?
He nearly gave him an actual five-knuckle shuffle. Again, the Keanu's connecting even during matches.
Well, and right now there isn't a whole lot of Keanu communication right now. Because you have to imagine that that would have been a little more cohesively executed if that were the case. But then again, John Wick, he already did his job here in this matchup, or here before this matchup. Folks, if you're just tuning in, this was supposed to be a tag team match with the Sons of Lavos and the Keanu Konnection, but a very abrupt exploding pinball machine and a dartboard later. And John Wick assaulted Crono right in our bar position, right behind Gorilla, right before the match started, and now Magus going it alone.
Yeah, doesn't have much of a choice. Didn't exactly have any time to come up with a replacement partner.
Yeah, now Josh, again, do you think it's more beneficial for Magus to have the fuel of what happened inspire him, or does he have to block it out of his head and just concentrate on the match itself?
Honestly, a bit of both. Honestly, you need to have a bit of both. Let the anger surge in you, and also don't dwell on it to the point where it distracts you. That was a nice combination of kicks.
Yeah, the combination of kicks and then just knees, as Magus is just ruthless right now.
Magus is not thrilled.
Yeah, well, and Magus knows, especially considering the losing streak. Oh, a nice counter neck breaker there from Neo, who needs to make a tag. He has been getting the shit kicked out of him by Magus from the opening bell.
Honestly, deservedly so.
Yeah, oh, totally. Totally deservedly so. As the Keanu Konnection has made themselves more and more prankish and abusive and all of those things associated, but the losing streak that both the Sons of Lavos have had, the fact that their tag career, the low blow, message sent, referee Will Sasso giving Neo the business. As
Neo trying to go make a tag.
Desperate to make a tag here, and does to John Wick, who is
They just tried to stop him, but it did not quite work out.
He didn't. He still wants after Neo. He's like, no, give me him.
Well, he's still pissed.
But now Magus is starting to take control of this matchup here. And he's been in control of this.
He's been very impressive the whole way through.
Yeah, Magus, he's a hell of a competitor, man. He's not quite won championship gold in CIW, but that doesn't stop the man. You know, Magus was one of the first, actually he was the first man eliminated remember when we had the points system? And Magus was eliminated in the point system in that submission match with Bruce Lee in 2014 and completely turned his career around. And looking to do something similar here today, textbook suplex to John Wick, who has never been pinned in CIW as of yet.
Well, Magus is trying to change that around here. And what better way to make a statement than to be the first person to pin him in essentially a handicap match?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And now just stomps to the leg of John Wick as Magus, who has been, you have to admire the adrenaline. He's been handling the Keanu Konnection, isolating the ring, keeping them distant from each other. It is expert strategy here that, like you said, Josh, again, he had to do on the fly here tonight.
Yeah. Completely ruined whatever game plan that they had coming into this matchup.
Absolutely.
But hey, sometimes you got to do things on the fly.
That's right. Well, I mean, he's hoping to escape this with a victory. And now what is John Wick doing? John Wick, just to hold the momentum, fall away slam to the outside.
That was a thud.
That was a thud. And a springboard hits part of a foot, as that is enough to count in CIW, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Corleone's rules. As that's just the way.
He wins, therefore it worked.
That's right. A wince means it was successful. And now this is what Magus needed to avoid, as Magus now getting double teamed on the outside here, as both of these guys trying to get a little piece of Magus after Magus has beaten both of them down pretty successfully.
A smart move by Wick by getting back in the ring, perhaps looking for a count out, but Neo was not able to keep him in there.
Yeah, he didn't get it. Instead, he just got rocked by a right hand from Magus. Right. And Magus now going for a cover. And oh, not even a 1 count.
Wow.
As folks, we are 8 days away from Covenant. This is the Saturday night hype leading up to that show. Main evented by Sagat versus Symbiote Spider-Man. The winner of, if Sagat wins, he'll get a match for the title at Doomsday, and you'll see more. Oh god, and a big forearm that I looked like it made it, but he didn't move. So CIW, the land where
no connection from Keanu on that one, I believe.
And really, that's been the story of this handicap match, JOSHAGEDDON, is how little the Keanus have been able to connect when they normally should have a very distinct advantage.
Maybe they should have assaulted Magus backstage instead.
Yeah, maybe they went for, try to get the weaker man out entirely, and then Magus is now the one guy you have to focus on, but, should kind of shows how much they respect Magus. Mm-hmm. But he is doing his best here to stay in this fight, and he's doing a pretty good job.
I can't believe I'm seeing someone outstrike John Wick.
I know, and he really is. He has been hammering in punches. Has Magus, the veteran from Canada. But he's getting worn out, man, trying to fend these two off at the same time.
That brief little distraction by Neo was all that John Wick needed right there.
Yeah, now just punching into the head. John Wick, Neo not looking too great. Oh, and now not another silencer right into the center of the ring. Perfect positioning. The cover 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
As the Keanu Konnection finds a way to win, but the story of this is just how hard Magus fought that entire time, but the odds just a little too much to overcome.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Wicks are dicks.
That's right, the Wicks are dicks, and they're going to be whipping them out for Black Cat in support of her match next week. But folks, lewd references aside, thank you all for coming to Saturday night. Hype your winners, the Keanu Konnection, who may not have connected every time, but they connected enough times, and we will connect with you April 13th. We'll see you at Covenant. Take care, everybody.